What's good, YouTube, and welcome! Everyone's saying Vault is just made for elite sanctuary leveling up weapons or for the Eidolon. In this video we're gonna prove them all wrong because we're gonna take them for level cap. Ready? Let's go.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Knocking models. I wanna bump a beat that goes hard. Bit. Pop it. Pop it.
Macarena! Vault did level Capina. Now for the Thanos that have a boss to catch and they are in a rush, this is the build, the Archon shards, and the helmet ability we use then. Now for the serious Thanos that want actually to learn something and how the build synergized together and how we did stay alive, follow me. Let's go. Vault passive. Traveling along the ground between Vault attacks by walking, running or sliding will build up static energy, adding bonus electricity damage towards Vault's next weapon attack or ability cast. For every 1 meter traveled, 10 points of electricity damage are added, accumulating to a maximum of 1000 bonus damage. It does not combine with any single elements or element mods on weapons. The bonus electricity damage type remains separate. It's not affected by damage mods like Serration or elemental mods like Stormbringer for electricity. It's affected by critical hits and the combo counter of sniper rifles. Even the multi-shot, only a single hit will gain the damage bonus, does not affect helmet injected abilities or shocking speed sparks. First ability, Vault Shock. Launches a shocking projectile. It stuns and deals high damage to a single target and chain damage to nearby enemies. Shock chain requires a line of sight and does not bypass the environment. Can be used while performing any action. Casting shock through electric shield will electrify it, inflicting 100% of shock damage to enemies that pass through it. The bonus damage from Vault passive will also be stacked into the damage from shock. Casting shock against a target under discharge effect will result in a overcharge, creating an area of effect burst emits from the target. It has an augment called Shock Trooper. When you hold to cast, will grant all allies within 15 meters an additional 100% electricity damage to their attacks for 40 seconds, affected by ability strength, and also this will combine with the modded elements. For example, if your weapon have a heat and you hold shock, the outcome will be radiation. Can ability speed. Vault energize his body and nearby warframes, giving them increased speed and dexterity for a short time. It will cost you 25 energy and it's affected by efficiency, and you will gain and your allies attack speed, weapon reload speed, and movement speed. Now, the movement speed buff grants multiplicative bonus that will stack with other movement speed modifiers like rush and so on. Now, allies, if they don't like the buff or it's too much and they keep smashing themselves into walls, they can perform a backflip to remove speed if they wish to put it out. Now, it has an augment called the shocking speed. Now, while moving under the effect of speed, enemies within 3 meters will take 300 electricity damage, means they're gonna be stunned anyway, with guaranteed statue effect like 100%. Vault third ability, Electric Shield. Vault deploys an obstacle of energy, providing cover in any situation. Shots that fired through the shield made by Vault and his allies gain 50% electricity damage and 100% critical multiplier. A maximum of 6 electric shield can be created at one time. The critical multiplier is applied after the weapon mods, and if you fire through multiple shields will cause the electricity damage bonus to be stacked additively. For example, firing through 3 shields will grant 150% electricity damage bonus. The critical multiplier bonus, on the other hand, does not stack with other additional shields. And the electricity damage bonus from the shields does not combine with the other elements types to create secondary elements. The weapon will separately proc the element present on it and the electricity from the shield that Vault provides. And one more thing to know, that Glaive's throws does not benefit from electric shield that will make it really broken. Also, the shield will prevent self-stagger from area of effect weapons if the player shoot behind the shield. That's why we love Vault when it comes to Eidolons. Has two augments, Recharge Barrier, Electric Shield augment. Allies that pass through have 35% shield restores, and the other one, Transitor Shield, Electric Shield augment. Allies can pick up electric shields, 300% of damage absorbed will be added to Vault Static Discharge. Fourth ability, paralyze nearby hostiles with damaging electric charge. This will also shock approaching enemies. The ability costs 100 energy and it's affected by efficiency, of course. The best thing about this, which makes it a very powerful, unique ability, that it does not require line of sight and bypass the environments. And it has an amazing augment called Capacitance. Discharge augment converts 3% of damage dealt into shield split between Vault and squad mates. Makes it really amazing to help in shield gating in the game. And now, after you learned about Vault abilities and passive and augment, it's time for you to learn how to stay alive. But in order for me to move forward in the video, and it gets a bit complicated, you need to learn what is shield, how it works, what is shield gate, so when I use these words, you already know what's going on. So I prepared for you this chart right here. You can just screenshot it, save it on your PC, please, so you learn slowly how to mod. Because the Warframe, like a lot of content, DE cannot keep up with players consuming the content. So at some point you will be enjoying and building Warframe's weapons. That's why I spent so much time explaining to you guys things. It may sound boring, but for the long run, it's educative. Now, starting first thing first. Shield is blue, health is red. Now, in Warframe, not like any other game, we have something called gate. Now, it doesn't matter what damage the enemy will hit you, they will take down your shield and then you will gate. This gate is where you are invulnerable to any type of damage. When the screen gets like this, like glitchy, alright? Now, this gate time is different because the shield got changed in Warframe and so on. So, I prepared for you this chart. So, this is how much shield you have. And this is how many seconds you're going to be invulnerable for during the phase of gating before the enemies manage to hit your HP. So, let's take for an example, if I have 200 shield, I'll be invulnerable for 1 second. If I have 1200, let's say 1150 right here, I'll be invulnerable for 2.5 seconds. So if you notice here, 2.5 seconds is the maximum. It doesn't matter, even if you have 1500 plus shield, you'll be still 2.5 seconds. So the minimum invulnerability is 0.33 seconds and maximum is 2.5 seconds. So if enemy hits your shield, depends on how much shield you do have, you'll be invulnerable for this amount of time. Capito? Capito. So for Vault, we're going to use something called regenerating our shield using abilities. Not regenerating our shield using mods. Okay? Now, let's go. And now pay close attention, Tenno, because I'm going to explain the build, the Archon shards, the helmet ability, and how everything synergized together. Starting first with armor stripping. Armor stripping in Warframe, I will be using 2 Emerald Archon shards. So my stacks of corrosive, instead of 10, 80% armor strip, they will reach 14, 100% armor strip. When I say armor strip in Warframe, I don't mean the armor itself. I mean what comes with the armor. If I hover right here, armor 135, that's what I don't care about. What I care about is the reduced damage percent to health. That you have it and the enemy have it as well. So when you armor strip, you reduce the damage to health percent to minimum. So the enemy takes more damage. And the reason I'm using the Emerald Archon shard, so I don't rely on any helmet ability to armor strip or Fox School like Unairo to armor strip the enemy. So the weapon itself will armor strip that target. Okay, now that leads us to the next one. Crimson Archon shards, 2 for duration. Duration matters a lot. And then Tau Forged Amber Archon shards for casting speed. So we save 1 slot neutral talent for modding. Now, let's talk about Vault ability. Now, the first ability, Shock, comes with a very nice augment that buffs you with electricity damage affected by ability strength. You already know that because you watched the ability guide. And it comes with that augment, and that augment combines with all the elements. So for example, if my weapon's building with corrosive and I put that, it will give me more damage to my corrosive. Anyway, now if you want to remove it, you Gonna be use Nourish or any helmet ability you want. I use Nourish for energy and proccing viral on enemies that hit me, or I hit them with my weapons, so they become more vulnerable to their HP to my damage. But if you want to keep the first ability, you can remove the electric shield. Electric shield is really nice when it comes to enemies that use bullets. I'm not talking about infested, okay? Infested is your enemy here. Electric shield, when enemies using bullets, you can actually counter all the bullets, so it helps you a lot in surviving, especially if you are in a fight with thugs and so on, but you'll be shield gating anyway. Okay, so but if you use the first ability shock and you put the helmet ability here, it's a must you use the augment. If you don't use the augment on the first ability, it's useless. I didn't do it because I don't have a spot in my build where I can put that. Simple as that. Now let's go. Volt Prime, brief respite. On ability cast, squads converts 150% of energy spent to shields while overshields are inactive. Doesn't matter about overshields. Meaning, every time I reach the gate, you see now you know what I'm talking about. You reach the gate, any ability I cast, I get back my energy so they can shoot my shield, I get back my energy, they can shoot my shield, they get back my energy, and with the casting speed I have, you get the point. Primed sure-footed so you don't fall down. It's really critical for Volt. If you fall down, you will die. Because you don't have the, because imagine this, your shield is depleted, you fall down, you are like being invulnerable for very few seconds because we're going to be using catalyzing shields. We're going to get to that in a second. Next shot, you're dead. You don't want that. Okay. Archon Stretch, ability range increase, ability that deal electricity, which all of our abilities, restore +2 energy over 5 seconds, rolling guard for bad situations, primed flow for energy max, primed continuity for ability duration, transfortitude for strength and minus duration. Catalyzing shield is the old school of shield gating, meaning I will reduce my shield to minimum and I will have 1.33 second full shield gate immunity duration. Doesn't matter how much shield I have. There you go. Capacitance, the augment you're going to be using for the 4th ability discharge, but you already know that because you watched the abilities guide. Discharge augment converts 3% of damage dealt into shield split between Volt and squad mates, meaning when we use our abilities, we're going to gain shield thanks to brief respite, and when we use the 4th ability, we're going to get more shield thanks to capacitance. Now, continuity, intensify, flow. Arcane energize here for energy, of course. Arcane precision, you can remove it or keep it, depends on the weapon you're using. I'm going to be using dual toxicist, so I use the precision on headshot, 300% damage for 18 seconds on secondary weapons, +1 arcane revive. Simple as that. Now let's assume you don't have primed sure-footed. Don't worry, you can use Uniro and you will not get knocked down, or you can use the normal one. You can play around. It's not a must. Just be careful, not fall down in a very bad situation and you're going to die. Alright? Now, Burston Prime build for level cap in the channel, Dual Toxicist build in the channel, so again time, Glaive builds in the channel. Now comes to Vazarin. Vazarin, my friend, will be your biggest friend in this game with any Warframe that you try to stay alive with, or you feel you're going to face certain bad situations, because Vazarin offers a lot of things here. First, Void Snare. Second ability, launches a projectile that spins up a vortex trap on impact or tap, E again, to detonate in flight. Trap lasts 8 seconds, Void Sling through trapped enemies to grant allies within affinity range 100 health. Now this ability is a very powerful CC, and actually will rockdoll them in the ground if you're using a melee with melee crescendo. This is your friend. You can rockdoll them and finish them in the ground. Now, the most powerful thing about Vazarin is the protective sling. If you dash on yourself or any allies, you're going to grant them immunity from damage for 5 seconds and heal them 60% over 5 seconds for 10 energy cost. And now the next great thing about Vazarin, I think Vazarin is like the ultimate tanking focus school. So, use your first ability to manifest a barrier in the Warframe and allies in affinity range. It is invulnerable for 4 seconds. When first created and damage inflicted while its invulnerability will be added to base health of 500. Very simple. Now the best part here, Guardian Break. When the Guardian Shell breaks, Warframe shield regeneration rate is increased by 150% and regeneration delay is reduced by 80% for 12 seconds. This is a free Gauss passive. If you watch my previous video about Gauss Immortal, that nothing can kill him, you would understand how powerful this is. And also, Vazarin offers the first 4 revives are instantaneous. Additional revives are 100% faster, so you go revive your friend or your companion, one click, boom, revived instantly. And now when we talk about companions, now when I talk about viral and shield gate, I prepared for you this sheet. Just check it out if you want to try different things. If you want to use Panzer for viral and use United to armor strip, there you go. The sheet, save it on your PC. Another gift for you. Now, Nautilus Prime is what I'm going to be using because Nautilus Prime is really powerful and I can use either the shield, Guardian with shield recharge, or I can just use this one with the duplex bond if I want to go aggressive. It doesn't matter. You can use which one you feel comfortable with and how much you are insecure about it. So this is the build for the first one, and this is the second one for shield, regenerating, and stuff like that. For the weapon, we're going to be using Virglass. There you go. But you need the Riven to reach the 50% critical chance. If you don't have Virglass, it's okay. I will give you the Volclock. There you go, with 105. Yeah, with 105 critical chance. Activate everything with Vigilante set in here and you're good to go. You don't need the Virglass until you get a Riven. They're very expensive at the moment. Now you learn everything in theory. Now it's time for you to see an actual gameplay of how to play Volt to stay alive. First thing first. First ability will give you energy, which is very important. And it will proc viral on enemies when you hit them with your weapons. That's first thing. And also, when you proc the first ability, you will get more shield. Now, second ability will make you move faster and will give you more shields. And you will have more reload speed and attack speed and all that cool features. Now, the third ability, on the other hand, as long as enemies in front of you and they shoot you with bullets, you'll be good to go. They will not be able to kill you as much they're using bullets, not AoE, alright? If they hit the AoE, you're gonna be in a bit of trouble. Now, the fourth ability, if I proc it, I will have extra overshield. But the overshield doesn't count toward the shield gate period. Only what you have as a basic. Okay, so don't think I have 1300 now. I will be invulnerable for 2.5 seconds. Now, but the fourth ability works as a CC ability. As you can see, they are like stunned and all that kind of things. Perfect. Now, the shield, you can pick it up. Remember that. And when you pick it up, you cannot regenerate shield. You need to put it down. Okay? Fair trade, to be honest. Now, one more thing. Vazarin, second ability, will ragdoll enemies in the ground. You can do ground finishers on them or whatever you desire. Or just CC them with that. Now, also, the first ability will create the Guardian. This is the Guardian Shell. Now, when the Guardian Shell breaks, you will regenerate the shield faster, and the shield recharge delay will be less. So, keep that in mind. So, every time, go boom, use first ability, go back to your Warframe. Boom, first ability, go back to your Warframe. And one more thing, that's in Vazarin, you can dash on your Warframe, and you can be invulnerable. And you can do this forever. Let's see. When it's gone, boom, I can do it again. Boom. So if you are in a bad situation and a rolling guard is not available, that's how you do. Alright, so you learned everything now. And so let's release those guys. I cast my shield. I pick it up. Take an ability. Boom. Fourth ability. Okay, so I just be killing them, alright? Okay, so let's assume I'm gonna be now vulnerable to damage. Let's let them hit me like with some damage. Alright, let's go. I reach shield gate, boom. Second ability. First ability. There you go. As long I'm casting ability, I will not be able to die. You see the screen glitch that's happening right now? That's exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to shield gating. That's your shield gating indicator. Now, if I use the fourth ability, but remember, the first ability takes a bit of animation, so make sure you use it when you actually have a bit of shield, okay? Not at the moment of your shield gating, because you will actually die, because the animation takes so long and you have like 1.33 seconds gating, and if enemies hit you between that, you're not good to go. So you can actually dash on your Warframe like so, and then you cast it and you're good to go. And the good thing is, if those enemies getting hit and another enemy is not being stunned, hitting me, I will keep regenerating shield no matter what. Okay, so these guys will hit me every time I shield gate. When the screen glitch, I just react really fast, like so, boom, and I am alive. Now, if I use the fourth ability like so, and they can actually kill me if they do enough damage to my shield, and I am into the animation. This is animation where I go like, whoosh, and yeah, that's the whole point. So yeah, and by this you know all the tricks to reach level cap. and you learned a lot of things that you can apply in your Warframe and other Warframe builds and so on. Now, I really hope you liked the video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and turn the bell on to get a notification about the upcoming videos. Let me know, guys, in the comment what you think about this build, honestly, and if you're going to change something, what would you change? Join our Discord, link on the description. Follow me on Twitch because I'm multi-streaming on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. Much appreciated, and I will see you guys next time.
I am not a king, I am not a god, I am Hunkpain!